back on something I wasn't expecting to be back on. There was a problem, I'm standing by my word, and I'm fixing it. So, this is what we got, you guys. This is my man basket. I delivered it. I made a drawing of this. The guy bought it off, but then he didn't like it. So now I'm back on it, and I'm fixing some stuff. So, part of the problem was this tube, the fork came through and it hit this. Let me show you over here. I've already moved this one. I didn't record some of this, you guys. I was just trying to get after it this morning because I picked this thing up, put it on my trailer, and he had a whole bunch of other plans of me going to another shop and doing someone else's shop, and I'm like, no, that ain't happening. So, customer's right, you guys. I'm trying to make this to work for him. I drew the drawing, he bought off the drawing. Literally this, to me, this should be kind of on him, but I'm gonna make it right because I want my customer to be happy. It's gonna be right and it's gonna work good. So, literally what's going on is he puts his fork through here, and this used to be on top of this, you guys. The fork would hit it. The problem with that was it left 25 inches back here. Because I built this off of his dimensions. I put a drawing out there, he bought it off. Now it's kind of, it's not really on me, you guys. Literally when you build a house, this is kind of what they do. They give you a drawing, you sign off on the drawing. If there's a change that you want to make, it's called an amendment. This becomes the customer's problem, they pay for it. He got a little snippety with me, so I went into this knowing I was gonna make this right, no matter what. That's just the guy I am. So I told him, if I gotta buy new material, you cover the material, I'll cover the labor. This is gonna be about 8 to 10 hours worth of labor that I'm just gonna eat, you guys. So I'm literally gonna make very little money on this, if any at all. By the time I figure in all the grinding discs and stuff I have to, you can see them all over the ground, you guys. I used a ton of them already. My plasma, my power, I'm gonna lose money on this job more than likely now. But my biggest goal with Clawworks is to make the customer happy. So that's what we're doing. This is what I got. So I cut this off. It used to be out here, you guys. It used to sit similar to this. I think you guys watched the video when I made this thing. That's the way it used to sit. The problem was the forks would come in here and they would hit this. I built this to his dimensions, his specifications. He got it, didn't like it. This is a solution I came up with for him. I sent it to him. We kind of video chatted. This is what I did. So I notched the outside frame of this, you guys, to get this in. That allowed the fork to come through this tube and rest on here. This is actually a better design and kind of what I originally thought when I built this. This is just nothing you can buy, you guys. This is 14 feet. They only make them in 12. And a 12 footer is like $5,800, and I'm not even close to that price that I charged him for this. So it's kind of where we're at. I'm gonna make this right for him because I'm a good person and my company needs the name. So I've cut this one, I've notched it. I've talked to him about this. Originally, he's like, well, this forklift tube should be the same size as my fork. Well, these were his dimensions. That's what he gave me. He wanted this 3 foot to save some price. He wanted, I think, a 16 or 17 inch backspace back here, which is what I did. This is 53 inches. His forks are 6 foot. So the fork would be sticking out of the front of this basket. So when I went to move this, I asked him, I was like, hey, do you want this open in the front? He's like, well, I don't want the fork sticking through there. I'm like, well, you made me stick it out here. Anyways, long story short, you guys, we're fixing this. I'm venting a little bit, but we're gonna make this right. You know, I don't have any hard feelings towards him. I'm frustrated, you guys, I'm not gonna lie. This is not something I was expecting to do today. I thought I was gonna get my shelves done and onto my beep, but it ain't gonna happen. And I have another project in between that actually. So it's really burning up, you know, at least 16 hours, I'm guessing, by the time I'm all said and done with this. Because the biggest problem is I can't get to this topside weld, so now I'm gonna have to cut all this grating away. So you guys can see now I've recessed this. I can't get to that weld, and I can't get to that weld there. So now I'm gonna have to pick a spot, and I'm gonna have to cut this grating back so I can pull it back, move it, something so I can get to these welds now that the grating's on. So very critical, you guys, if you're building something for somebody, they buy off the print. I learned a valuable lesson today. Like this easily should be a lot more money for this guy, but we're gonna make it right. That kind of shows you what I'm doing here. So literally I've notched this out. I'm gonna recess this tube now. Man, cutting these tubes out, you guys, oh my gosh, dude, it took so much time. I've used my plasma cutter, grinder, you name it, I've done it. But I'm working on this. Literally, I'm trying to get this off of here so I can clean it up. These are the pieces I cut out. Sorry I didn't record it a lot, you guys. I was trying to get this done as quick as possible. That used to sit right there, you guys. So you can see I cut the bottom of that tube off the best I could with my plas. So I get rid of that, and I moved it back this way. These are still 53 inches. Now his forks cannot go out the front of this. So we're gonna see if that's a problem. I've talked to him, and I literally said, this is the same issue you had with this tube. Now you're talking about doing it to this tube, because this will not bump against the basket of his forklift. He's like, no, I'm good with that because I don't want the fork sticking out where we can run it into the house. I'm like, okay, you understand it's the same problem you had with this. So he gets it, hopefully. I will not be rebuilding this again if he doesn't like it, because I told him that end, we video chatted, and I said, hey, you want that like that? And he said, yep. That way it'll keep the forks from sticking out, because this is actually the front of the basket, you guys. I tipped this up, took everything my winch cable had, and my building was crinking and popping, and yeah, it was not good. My Jeep was leaned over. It was everything it had to tip this thing over on my trailer. All right, you guys, I made a little ways here. So I got that one recessed. You saw that already. I got this one in too. So, man, this is crappy. I hate reworking stuff, you guys, because now you're at the point where you're just working with reused metal. It's just tough. I got a little wide right here, so this isn't like the greatest weld in the world, but it's functionally acceptable. I had to grind all my paint back, but we got a pretty good weld here, over there. We got some splatter coming down here, you guys. Everything's kind of falling downhill on me. I did weld, so my what is this, 3x7 and something. My 3x7, my fork tubes, I welded it to the 2x3 here, you guys. I'm gonna run a piece of channel from here that will connect to this piece and come all the way across to here to support this. I don't honestly think I need it, but maybe we'll leave it off. You know what? I think I was gonna do it. I just don't want to put the extra effort into this. I don't think it's gonna need it. Especially because this is like flat welded to there. I'm gonna probably put a plate over, wow, that's hot. I'm gonna probably put a plate over this, you guys, just to try to help bring that structure and that, I just want it tied back together. So I'm gonna have to try to find some 1.5 inches that I can run across here like a fish plate to keep this to here. Hopefully I can find some inch stuff. I hope I have something over there that I can use inch by maybe inch, maybe 1.5 inches. Inch would be good because I could weld on both sides all the way across. We'll see what I got. I just got to keep it out of the way because like his forklift, when you put it pretty tight together, it's rubbing here and it's straight across there. So we'll see. Yeah. You guys can tell I'm like totally into reworking this. I like new metal. New metal is way easier to work with. Once you get it dirty and paint on it and stuff, it just sucks to deal with, you guys. Not gonna lie, I've done a lot of it though. Like most of my project people bring me are just rough. At least this is only a couple weeks old. Yeah, a couple weeks since he's picked it up. But we're getting there, you guys. We're gonna make our customer happy. That's what we do here. I built it to his specs from the get-go. He didn't like it. Now we're reworking it on our own dime. So we're getting there. It's gonna be good when it's done. He's gonna love it. Hopefully we're gonna make him happy, because we're fixing all of his problems and it's gonna be functionally better for them. So that's all I'm going for, you guys. I just want it to be right for him. That's all I care about. All right, you guys. Show you where I'm at. This is what I did. So I added this. This is a 1x1 1/4" angle iron. I added that. I leveled it to here, to the inside of the fork pocket, so that when the fork comes in, it runs right along here. The reason I did that is this became essentially my fish plate. I don't know if anyone out there that knows what a fish plate is, you'll know what I'm talking about. But essentially a fish plate, like when you make a joint, like let's say I cut this at like a 45 and welded a piece on going this way, like for a frame, like at a 45. Normally you'd put a piece of metal over the top of that. Over the top of that, you'd weld this, put a plate over it, and that'd become your fish plate. The reason you do that is, like, you have your weld, you grind it smooth, and you put a plate over the top of it. It makes that joint where you weld these two pieces of tube together stronger. So essentially, you guys knew I notched this out. Well, when I notched it, now this piece of C-channel became weak. So I use this to not only guide the fork on the forklift, but it also essentially created a fish plate from here to here and bridged this gap. I'm hoping this thing is not warping at all. It looks pretty straight still, even though I cut out, I mean, this is, you guys, this is 7 inches. 7 inches, and I cut 3 inches out of a 4-inch C-channel. That's the main reason I put these in, to reinforce this structure that was there, that I had to take out to make this right for the customer. That's my ultimate goal, you guys. I always want everything to be perfect for my customers. I didn't really talk to him about that, but it needed the fish plate there no matter what. That's the material I had. I told him I was literally gonna do this out of scrap, so he didn't have to pay any more money, and I'm gonna eat the labor. So that's what he's getting. I did have another piece that I was gonna run here, but I don't think that I need it from this pocket to here. With that there, I'm gonna peel back the meshing on the other side. I'm gonna weld this top joint out that I can't get. My welder just doesn't fit in here, so I gotta weld it from the other side. Both of them were pretty good fits. Like, I'm hoping you guys can see down in there. That's pretty tight, you guys. So I'm gonna weld it from the other side. Once I peel back, I gotta figure out how to lay this thing back down. Because here's the problem is, now that I ran this to the C-channel, I was running my strap through and up the other pocket. Can't do that now, I blocked the hole. So I'm not 100% sure how I'm gonna lay this down. I think I'm gonna run a thing from here up to my winch cable and then to the other side to try to lay this back down. It's gonna get sketchy again, you guys, I'm not gonna lie. Hey, welcome to Clawworks. That's all I can say. When you don't have a ton of money and you're trying to get something done for a customer, that's what you get. My life gets laid on the line, and my trailer is probably gonna take the brunt of this when I drop it. Hopefully not. I hope that I don't drop it. The good thing is, you guys, from here to here, I still kept my 53 inches that he laid out on the print and then confirmed tonight, and now everyone on YouTube knows that he said he wanted that end capped, so his forks don't stick past there. So that's kind of where we're at. I think I'm about to the point where I'm gonna flip this thing over, roll it down onto my trailer, and I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna strip all this grating where I need to weld. Mainly from there to there on both sides, so I can get that top welds, because they need to be welded. This is like the main stress point of this, and this. The good thing about this is, you guys, like this is gonna carry out somewhere into here. So his forks are actually gonna rest against here when he's picking it from the end. This is gonna make this way better for him. Like, it's gonna be way more strong, way stouter. It's gonna be awesome. He's gonna love it. I'm gonna be happy that I gave him a good product. So in goal, that's all that I care about. Customer happy, good product, safe. So that's where we're at. I'm gonna probably go to bed. No, I'm gonna go in the house and eat maybe. It's getting kind of late. So that's kind of where we're at, you guys. Me and Kyler are going skiing tomorrow. I'm gonna flip this thing over Sunday and finish out the rest of it so I can get it back to him. And hopefully he's happy with the progress we made and what we did. So I'll let you guys know where I want to get. Back on this band basket here. I got this thing flipped over. I was gonna record, my GoPro didn't want to do it. So I finally got it working again, but I flipped this thing. I literally used my winch cable again. It's everything this Jeep has and that rafter has to do this. I charged battery on the Jeep, which helps from last time. Winch actually works a little better, so it wasn't as bad. I did end up having to set these blocks right here. And essentially I lifted this up and it kind of hung this way. So I set this corner right here down on the blocks, which allowed it to turn this way. Then I kind of pushed it a little bit and then let it down the rest of the way. Main reason I had to flip it is, you guys know I got to get to this weld up here and over there because I can't get it from this, well, that side mainly. I can't get to it. So this is what I'm having to do, you guys. I had to cut the grating and bend it up so I could get to this weld right here and the weld over there. So these are the last two welds, and I'll put this back down, tack this all back together on there. It sucks that I had to cut that because that was like a full sheet to here, you guys, and a full sheet to there. I'm gonna have to do the same thing over here. I'm gonna have to cut all these tacks and pry this thing up. The good thing is I was smart and I only put a few tacks in here on this one and on this one. So this area, I can bend it up. So it's gonna work out. It's not ideal. I kind of hate it actually, but it's gonna allow me to get to these two welds, which is what I need to do to get this thing done and back to the customer and off my freaking trailer. So, because I have another project right after this, you guys. I'm starting to get more and more customers, so, which is a good thing. You know, I want to grow this business so that I can do this from home all the time and record YouTube stuff for you guys. So it's kind of where I'm at. I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone, burning candle at both ends, working a full-time job, YouTube, and trying to run this business, you guys. So I got a lot going on. I'm just glad Dylan's helping me on some of this stuff. I need somebody to kind of back me up and help me. So thanks for that, Dylan. So that's kind of where we're at, you guys. I'm going to get these welded. I'm going to try to set you up so you can watch me struggle weld this because it's going to be tight. I hope I can get my hand in there. We'll see though, you guys. I'm going to try to set you up here somewhere. You guys, I probably told you this before. Harbor Freight, awesome welding gloves. I love these things. They're heavy enough so you don't get burnt, but they're light enough where you still got some dexterity. For welding gloves, they're pretty freaking spot on, man. Part of the problem, you guys, too, when you're welding, you're seeing this grating, so as you're trying to watch your puddle, you'll hit one of the grating, and it's right in your line of sight. It's a real bitch. too bad, you guys. I thought it was going to be worse than that. It's not great, but it's not horrible. I need to turn my welder down just a little too. It's pretty high because I'm welding that 1/4 inch stuff in. Yeah, I kind of have it set to burn this tube into the side. This is all like 1/4, 3/16-ish. So like as I'm trying to just tack weld this really thin stuff, it just like wants to burn right through it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to cut this side, peel it up, get my 2 big welds done. Then I'll turn my amperage down. I'll come back and tack all these in a little better. So just easier for me. So that's what we're going to do. Put you back up here in my Wonder Winder. Ooh, you guys, yeah. Wonder Winders. This thing looks super cheesy, you guys. It's all plastic. It's just got, this is like a friction. You push on this, crank this. Check them out on Amazon, dude. Hopefully Dylan can drop a link in it. These things are amazing. They look very cheesy. I bought one for my dad like several years ago. He was like, this thing is pathetic. He loves his now. They are so great, dude. When I bought them, I bought several of them, and they're pretty awesome. So check those out. Well, Dylan, drop a link. They're pretty cool. Wow, sorry. But literally, that's what I'm saying, you guys. You guys are sitting in my Wonder Winder. I think I'm going to put a cover pass on that one. That was pretty deep down in there. I didn't like it. Maybe we'll let it cool a little while. But let it cool, then I'll run under the pass. I'll put a cover pass over that one. It's the material like at the end of the tube where I cut it off. It's kind of 45 and it's quarter wall, so it's getting pretty deep down in there because it's a little ways off the wall, so there's a little bit of a gap. So I think I'm going to run a cover pass over that one. I don't normally do that, but it's just in this case I'm gonna. Well, I'm gonna let it cool down a little bit. I didn't put a lot of heat into that. I'm hoping this thing's staying pretty flat. Looks like it. next